Ladies, stop chasing, stop explaining, stop begging. You know what the most powerful thing a woman can do? Be silent. Let them wonder. Let them feel your absence. Let your silence echo louder than your words. Because when a woman stops speaking, the universe starts listening. You want respect? Be silent. You want loyalty? Be silent. You want peace? Be silent. Because silence isn't weakness, it's strategy. It's how queens rise while the world talks nonsense. When a woman speaks too much, she's often misunderstood. But when she chooses silence with strength, the whole room listens differently. Silence is not about suppressing your voice. It's about understanding that your voice is powerful enough to be reserved. In a world that rewards noise, being silent is revolutionary, especially for a woman. Because when you stop over-explaining, over-apologizing, and over-giving, you stop undervaluing yourself. Imagine a woman walking into a boardroom where she's the only one who doesn't speak unless she has something solid to say. Everyone else is rambling, trying to prove themselves. But when she speaks, short, deliberate, she changes the temperature of the entire room. That's respect, not because she shouted, not because she demanded attention, but because she embodied it. Her silence became her presence. Too many women think they have to talk more to earn a seat at the table. But power doesn't come from noise, it comes from depth. You don't see a lion roaring all day to prove it's a lion. It just sits, watches, waits. And when it moves, the jungle listens. You are the lioness. Stop roaring for approval. Just exist in your power. They will feel it. Have you ever walked away from a conversation thinking, why did I say so much? That's because you were trying to prove your worth to someone who wasn't even qualified to hear you. That's why silence is your best filter. When you're silent, the right people lean in. The wrong ones get uncomfortable. Either way, you win. Because silence cuts through noise like a blade through silk. Let's say someone insults you, disrespects you in front of others. Most people react, shouting, defending, breaking down. But imagine this. You just look at them. One long, piercing gaze. No words, just presence. Let them fill the silence with their own guilt. Let their words echo in the hollow space your silence creates. That's dominance. That's elegance. That's how queens handle nonsense. With stillness. Remember this always. People will respect you when they realize they can't predict you. And silence is your best weapon for unpredictability. If they know you'll always react, they'll always provoke you. But if they never know what you're thinking, you become powerful beyond measure. You don't have to play every card. Sometimes the most powerful move is to let them wonder what your next move even is. Silence is not submission. It's self-constraint. A woman who controls her emotions, her responses, her energy, she becomes untouchable. Have you ever seen a woman who doesn't react to insults, betrayal, or gossip? The room goes silent, not because of her fear, but because of her fearlessness. That's magnetic. That's unforgettable. In relationships, silence has a secret language. You want to teach someone how to treat you? Don't explain it 10 times, go silent. When he plays games, don't play along. Don't chase. Don't cry. Don't scream. Just disappear into yourself. The silence will drive him mad before your words ever could. That's when he realizes, I lost a woman who respected herself enough to walk in silence. Even in friendships, silence speaks volumes. You don't have to expose fake friends. You don't have to argue with betrayal. Just stop showing up. Let your absence explain everything your mouth never needs to. Some people don't deserve a reaction. They deserve to feel your silence and live with the echo of it. Think of the most powerful women in history. They weren't the loudest. They were composed, strategic, poised. Their power wasn't just in what they said, it was in what they chose not to say. That's how you earn respect. Not by being louder, but by being wiser with your silence. Because when a woman becomes quiet, not because she's afraid, but because she's awake, the entire universe shifts. People begin to notice, not because of what you said, but because of who you didn't become when they expected you to break. Energy speaks louder than words. The system becomes powerful, and the system starts to become reset, not because of what you said, but because of who you didn't become when they expected you to break. Energy speaks louder than words. This is one of the greatest truths that many fail to recognize. You can say 1,000 things, but if your energy is off, your message falls flat. Conversely, a single glance, a calm breath, a composed posture can communicate more powerfully than a whole speech. Think about the times you've walked into a room and instantly felt the vibe. Maybe tension, maybe confidence, maybe warmth. That invisible force you sensed is energy, and it tells more truth than any word ever could. Have you ever noticed how some people command attention without uttering a single word? They don't need to boast or explain. Their presence alone shifts the atmosphere. This is the power of energy. It's the invisible language your body and soul speak every moment. When you cultivate positive, strong energy, people feel it. They respect it. They are drawn to it like moths to a flame. But if your energy is weak, uncertain, or chaotic, no amount of talking will convince anyone otherwise. Picture a woman who walks into a crowded room. She's quiet, reserved, but there's something about her, an aura of calm confidence. People turn their heads not because she's loud, but because her energy fills the space. This energy is magnetic. It says, I am enough. I know my worth. I don't need to prove it. You've seen it before. The way a leader, a queen, carries herself, even in silence. That energy leaves an imprint on the room, a memory that lingers long after she's gone. Now think about daily life. Conversations, arguments, encounters. We often focus on what we say and forget how we say it. A harsh tone, a doubtful glance, nervous fidgeting. These non-verbal signals betray what our words try to hide. A calm voice spoken with fiery energy moves mountains, but angry shouting with chaotic energy only destroys bridges. The truth is, people trust your energy more than your words because it's authentic, it's raw, it's real. Energy is contagious. When you show up with strong, positive energy, you uplift others. Your confidence inspires those around you to stand taller, dream bigger, and believe deeper. You don't even have to say, I believe in you. Your energy says it loud and clear. Have you ever met someone who just lifts your spirit without saying much? That's the kind of energy you want to embody. The energy that breathes life into others. There's also a lesson in how energy reveals character. In moments of stress or crisis, words can falter, but energy never lies. When someone's calm under pressure, their energy reassures everyone that they're capable and strong. When someone's anxious and scattered, their energy causes discomfort and doubt. The world watches your energy before it listens to your explanation. This is why mastering your energy is more important than mastering your speech. Think about your relationships. The way you carry your energy can make or break your connection. If you bring negativity, desperation, or insecurity, no amount of sweet words will fix the damage. But if your energy is stable, grounded, and loving, it nurtures trust and respect. A partner can feel your love in the warmth of your energy, even if you're silent. A friend can sense your support in the steadiness of your presence without a single word. This unspoken communication builds deeper bonds than conversations ever could. Energy also fuels your personal growth. When you fill yourself with positive energy, through meditation, movement, self-love, you build resilience. You become less affected by others' opinions, less dependent on external validation. Your energy becomes a fortress, protecting your peace. You start attracting opportunities, people, and experiences that resonate with your vibration. The universe matches the energy you put out. If you emit power, confidence, and calm, that's what you will receive. Every great leader, every influential figure you admire has mastered their energy. They understand that the way they feel inside radiates outward and influences everything around them. It's why they don't need to explain themselves constantly or seek approval in words. Their energy says it all. You have that same power inside you. A force that can silence a crowd or comfort a stranger, that can build dreams or break chains. You've probably noticed in your own life, sometimes you say the right thing, but the person still doesn't listen. Other times you say almost nothing, and your presence alone changes the entire conversation. That's energy at work. Words are just the surface, but energy is the ocean beneath. The deeper your energy, the stronger your impact. When you start caring less about what to say and more about how you carry your energy, you unlock a new level of influence and authenticity. People won't just hear you, they'll feel you. And in a world full of noise, being felt is the ultimate power. There is something incredibly magnetic about silence. When you choose to remain silent, especially in a world obsessed with oversharing, you create mystery. An aura that draws people in, making them want to know more about you. Mystery is a powerful force because it is rooted in the unknown. And humans are naturally curious beings. When they don't know everything about you, they fill the gaps with their imagination. This is how legends are born, how queens command respect, and how power quietly rises. Think about it. Have you ever noticed how the most intriguing people you've met don't reveal everything about themselves at once? They don't lay out their entire story or all their feelings in one go. Instead, they drop hints, they smile in silence, and they let their actions speak louder than their words. This silence creates layers. People start wondering, what is she thinking? What is she hiding? What is her next move? That's the essence of mystery. Not being fully accessible, not being an open book, but being a compelling story waiting to be discovered. In daily life, mystery can be your greatest asset. In a conversation, when you pause before responding, when you don't rush to fill every silence, you allow space for thought, for curiosity. People feel the tension and they lean in. Imagine two friends talking. One constantly talks and reveals every detail, while the other speaks less but with intention. Who do you think keeps the listener more captivated? The answer is obvious. Mystery isn't about being cold or distant. It's about valuing yourself enough to not expose all your cards at once. There's a lesson in every great romance story about mystery. When two people meet, the slow reveal is what keeps the spark alive. If one person shares everything right away, there is nothing left to discover. But when you stay silent, when you hold back just enough, you build anticipation. That anticipation creates desire, fascination, and ultimately respect. The silence is not emptiness, it's the space where attraction grows. This is why some of the most unforgettable women don't chase or explain. They are content to be beautifully mysterious. Even in your professional life, mystery can be your secret weapon. You don't need to broadcast every success, every plan, or every feeling. When you hold back and stay strategic, you become unpredictable and respected. People begin to watch you carefully, trying to decode your moves. They know you're someone who doesn't give away power lightly. This quiet confidence turns you into a leader who commands attention without shouting or proving yourself. Silence creates mystery not just in what you say, but in what you choose not to say. Sometimes the most powerful response is no response. When you don't react to gossip, negativity, or provocation, you make others uncomfortable because they can't read you. They're left guessing. And guesswork is the currency of fascination. In a world full of loud opinions and empty words, silence is the rare treasure that holds true value. Mystery also protects you. When you reveal everything about yourself, you give away your power and your vulnerabilities. But when you are mysterious, you control the narrative. You decide what others see and when. This control allows you to stay emotionally safe and focused on your own journey. It gives you the strength to walk away from situations and people that don't serve you, without the need to explain or justify. Consider the power of a woman who embraces her silence and mystery in her everyday interactions. She doesn't need to justify her choices or explain her silence to everyone who demands it. She understands that her worth is not determined by others' understanding or approval. Her silence says, I am more than what you see. I am a universe you have yet to explore. And that realization makes her unshakable. In family gatherings, friendships, romantic encounters, and work environments, being mysterious is like having an invisible shield. It protects you from unnecessary drama and keeps you poised. People respect you more because they know you don't spill your soul to just anyone. You have boundaries, and those boundaries create intrigue. Mystery is not about being secretive out of fear. It's about being wise enough to reveal yourself in the right time and to the right people. When you become a woman of mystery, you embody the paradox of being both present and elusive, strong and soft, silent and powerful. This balance is what sets queens apart from the rest. Mystery makes you unforgettable, irresistible, and respected because it taps into the deepest human desire. The desire to know, to discover, to be captivated by the unknown. Healing is not a loud process. It does not happen in the chaos of noise or the endless chatter of distractions. True healing comes in silence, in those quiet moments when you are alone with your thoughts. When the world fades away and you face yourself without defense or distraction. Silence becomes the sacred space where wounds begin to close, where pain softens, and where your soul gathers the strength to rise again. Think about how many times you have rushed through your pain, trying to fix it with noise, talking endlessly about it, seeking advice from everyone, or drowning your feelings in busyness. Sometimes this noise is just a way to avoid feeling the real hurt. But when you allow yourself to be silent, to sit with the discomfort without trying to escape, you give your mind and heart a chance to process and mend naturally. Silence is not emptiness, it is a fertile ground where your spirit regenerates. Imagine a woman who has faced heartbreak or loss. She doesn't need to announce her pain to the world or explain every detail of her suffering. Instead, she retreats into silence. She lets her tears fall in private, lets her thoughts wander, and allows her soul to cry and breathe at its own pace. This silence becomes her healing balm. It teaches her patience, self-compassion, and resilience. The world sees her quiet strength and knows she is not broken. She is rebuilding. In daily life, silence offers a refuge from the storm. When you are overwhelmed by stress, disappointment, or failure, the first instinct might be to speak out or act impulsively. But choosing silence is choosing wisdom. In that quiet space, you can observe your emotions without judgment. You can understand what truly hurts, what lessons are hidden beneath the pain. Silence gives you clarity that noise cannot provide. It allows your healing to be deep and lasting, not superficial or rushed. Healing in silence is also about reclaiming your power.